After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. Training a detachment of graduates for a special assignment, Maverick must confront the ghosts of his past and his deepest fears, culminating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who choose to fly it. Let's watch the complete video to know whether Maverick succeeds in accomplishing the mission or not. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this content. Spoilers ahead. The movie begins with a U.S. Navy captain and test pilot named Pete Maverick who is busy around his plane in a garage in California. After that, he calls on his friend Hondo who tells him to fly a plane till Mach 10. Maverick seems reluctant but Hondo convinces him saying he received orders from above. After that, Maverick starts preparing for the flight. As the flight begins, Maverick crosses the limits of Mach 10 which makes the crew at the station happy. However, as he tries to fly the plane above Mach 10, the plane heats up and explodes. All think along with the plane Maverick 2 died. However, a little later, Maverick is seen in a restaurant and the people there look at him strangely. After that, he calls on Hammer who praises his prowess. However, Hammer seems disappointed in him for breaching the principles of the Navy. Hammer then tells him to go to Top Gun but tells no reason behind this. Maverick reaches the place where he meets two military officers named Cyclone and Warlock. After Cyclone praises Maverick for his heroics, they inform Maverick about the uranium enrichment of their enemy. They fear that they must destroy that nuclear plant lest the enemy state should destroy the world. They then brief Maverick about the location of the nuclear plant. Maverick then says the mission seems dangerous and that they need to fly 4 planes at a time. However, it is revealed that they did not call Maverick to fly the plane to the target, rather he has been chosen to instruct the pilots. Cyclone then briefs him that they chose 12 graduates from Top Gun. He says he wants Maverick to choose the best pilots from the 12. Maverick then sees a soldier's profile whose father used to fly a plane along with him. Cyclone then says he called Maverick because he was told by Iceman. After that, Maverick leaves the place and goes to a bar. There he writes a text message to Iceman saying none of the 12 graduates can fly to the mission. The scene then shifts to a class where the 12 graduates are being taught by Warclock. He tells them that half of them will be sent to the mission and the rest of them will be reserved. In the meantime, Maverick arrives there. As they see him, they seem to laugh at him because they know he has always breached the Navy's principles. Before he begins his class, Maverick takes the Navy books and throws them in the trash saying these books are not to rely on. Seeing this, the disciples seem shocked, but Maverick tells them they need to practice if they want to succeed in the mission. After that, he instructs the graduates to get into their planes for the first testing flight. He says that one who does not perform well during the flight will be punished to do 200 push-ups. He then instructs them that no one will fly the planes lower than 5,000 feet. However, Maverick defeats them one by one and they do push-ups as punishment. Maverick also defeats Bradley, whom he chose and whose father used to fly planes along with Maverick. As Bradley is undergoing his punishment, their fellow pilot named Phoenix walks to him. She asks him why he is so angry and that they are beginner pilots. Bradley then replies Maverick rejected his Navy form some 4 years ago and that it is the only reason he is so angry with him. Back to the class, Maverick instructs the pilots that they need to finish the mission in 3 minutes. He beware them that they would be cautious about the missiles. He says to escape from those missiles, they need to fly almost 100 feet above the earth. After that, he again asks them to take a practice flight. However, they do not fulfill the criteria of Maverick and they lack teamwork. Hangman and Bradley talk about the mission and say it is not going to be an easy one. Hangman then infuriates Bradley when he asks him what happened to his father when he used to fly planes with Maverick. Bradley could not help but fight Hangman. Seeing the pilots fight with each other, Maverick calls on Iceman abundantly. He tells him that Bradley is angry with him for what Maverick did to his father in the past. Maverick says they have less than 3 weeks from the mission and that Bradley is still not ready for the mission. Maverick then complains to Iceman that Bradley ignores him during the training, but Iceman insists that Maverick teach Bradley. The following day, Maverick offers the pilots a chance to bond as a team by playing American football on the sand in preparation for their future missions. Maverick spends a private moment with Penny at her home later that evening. He tells Penny that Carol, Bradley's mother, made him swear not to let Bradley fly because she does not want her son to suffer the same fate as her husband. Bradley's readiness for the mission causes Maverick, he admits, to be reluctant to send him on it. Amelia suddenly arrives home, and Penny commands Maverick to go immediately. Unfortunately, Amelia intercepts Maverick as he prepares to leave the house and warns him not to upset her mother. The following day, Warlock notifies them that they must speed up the mission since the uranium plant they are aiming for will be operating sooner than expected. Maverick explains their strategy for an assault including swift and daring that depends on two subsequent miracles. According to Maverick, the two pairs of F-18s will maintain a low altitude while flying near a tight wing formation, while the first pair drops laser-guided explosions into the reactor's open airways. The two-seater will use lasers to mark the target. The first miracle is this one. A short while later, the second pair drops an explosion to destroy the second miracle's target. Mission failure will result from either crew missing the target. Maverick explains that their escape plan entails a challenging ascent to get past the mountains. But going over the F-18's fuselage pressure limit while climbing can make you unconscious. Maverick emphasizes the value of struggling to maintain consciousness in doing so. Additionally, he cautions them against ascending abruptly around the coffin corner because doing so could unintentionally expose them to enemy radar, leading to immediate missile assaults. Phoenix, Bob, and Coyote are paired up with Maverick, who is acting as the foe they will encounter during the first training session. As Phoenix and Bob reach the coffin corner, Maverick easily locks onto them, but Coyote passes out, sending his fighter jet hurtling to the ground. Fortunately, Coyote is swiftly reactivated by Maverick before he crashes after locking onto him. Soon after, a bird strike damages Phoenix's aircraft, forcing Phoenix and Bob to take off for their safety. Soon after, Maverick learns of Iceman's passing from Warlock. Maverick and the others attend Iceman's funeral the following day to pay their final respects to the Admiral. Cyclone chooses to fire Maverick after Iceman passes away because he no longer has Iceman's backing. Cyclone also takes issue with Maverick's unconventional strategies, which frequently break Navy rules and laws. Maverick unwillingly agrees to the choice and runs into Penny, who advises him to find his way home. Aware that if something goes wrong with the mission, Maverick will blame himself. The following day, Cyclone notifies the pilots that Maverick has been expelled from training while also introducing additional mission requirements, such as the target's arrival time limit. The computerized screen then shows the movement of an F-18 fighter plane that Maverick purposefully used to show that his strategy is practical for the mission. Although it appears unachievable to others, Maverick boldly asserts that he just needs 2 minutes and 15 seconds to reach the destination. Maverick finishes the mission in under 2 minutes thanks to his expertise as a professional Navy pilot, giving the other pilots hope that they can follow in his footsteps. Cyclone reprimands Maverick for stealing a costly military fighter jet without permission and endangering its continued operation. Later that night, Maverick visits the pub to say goodbye to Penny before leaving for the assignment the following day. Penny is saddened by the thought of abandoning Maverick, but she knows she cannot stop him from carrying out his obligations as a Navy officer. They hug one another tightly, aware that it might be their last. The next day, Maverick chooses Bradley to be his wingman and appoints Phoenix, Bob, Payback, and Fanboy as his Foxtrot team. Then, as they approach the location, an aircraft carrier nearby launches Tomahawk missiles at the base to destroy the runway, forcing hostile planes to turn back towards the facility. The enemy sends more pilots after them even though they can launch the 2 missiles and destroy the facility. The pilots attempt to flee, but the enemy fighter slams into them as they begin to fly back. However, Maverick's plane gets shot at, leading him to crash. Against Admiral Cyclone's orders, Bradley turns back and walks towards Maverick to save him. While Maverick is on foot, a helicopter starts to fire at him, but Bradley can shoot the helicopter down. His jet is shot down right then, but he can escape in time. Reunited, Maverick and Bradley come up with a strategy for leaving. They seize control of an F-18 Tomcat after seeing it. As they take off, the opposing jets chase after them, starting a dogfight. Nevertheless, Maverick can kill 2 of them with his guns and lights. They run out of ammunition just as a third plane approaches them. So until Hangman intervenes and shoots down the final jet, the two assume that they are going to die. Once they return to the carrier, the crew acknowledges Maverick and Bradley. While Bradley treats Maverick the same way his father did, Hangman and Bradley have a newfound respect for one another. Bradley assists Maverick in maintaining Maverick's hangar and a P-51 Mustang. When Penny arrives, Maverick offers to fly her in his aircraft. Bradley then places a picture of himself and Maverick next to an older picture of Maverick and a goose. There, the film finishes. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment what you think I should recap next, and I'll see you in the next video.